Okay, here's kind of our wrap up to topic 4.8, and the really big thing here is, and we're going to see going forward, is change over time. That's what CCOT stands for. From we're looking at during this, so we're going to look at the change over time from 1450 to 1750 during this time frame related to the expansion of maritime empires and state structure and things like that. Okay, so moving on. So some changes in continuities. You have a lot of borrowed advancements. And this is really, in my mind, a continuity, something that really moved on from the others. These are places borrowed by the Europeans predominantly, but stuff that transferred that allowed for the changes to take place. The astrolabe, the compass, the lateen sail, the charts and maps that the Europeans got their hand at. You have the impacts of the Columbian exchange, a big change. You have the population shifts, both from people dying due to disease, people being forcibly transported to other places via slavery, but also you have migrations of people to different areas during this time period, some of it by free will. You have the diffusion of crops and livestock from one hemisphere to the other, and you have a migration of people, again, forced and unforced migration. Okay, economic changes, really you now have the beginning. At the start of this, the world is very broken up in trade. By the end of this, you have a worldwide trade period. Silver becomes the dominant currency, and a lot of that is because of the discovery of this huge supply in Potosi in Bolivia that creates a dramatic increase in supply, creates inflation, but also creates worldwide demand. And it makes a lot of people rich and a lot of countries rich in a lot of different ways. Okay, economic changes, again, you have capitalism growing out of mercantilism based on the joint stock companies that lower the risk to individuals investing to trade, and mercantilism goes from trying to enrich the home country to government trying to stay out of the way of the businesses and letting the business doing and hoping that that's going to raise all boats. And then you have changes in the labor systems because you have the introduction of slave-based economies into America and cash crop agricultural. This leads to an economic decline in Africa and a boom in Europe. Okay, so eventually this is going to lead to one of the bigger changes, which we're going to see coming in period 5 and 6, and which when we come back after the tests of period 7 through 9, a lot of change. But the first wave colonies, which is what we often call these colonies of the Americas, and from this first round of imperialism, we'll get to the second round in period 6. They begin to rebel, and that's really what we're going to start with when we get into reviewing Unit 5. All right, we will move on from there.